An Anthropocene river is a problem, for sure. The Anthropocene river, this one, the Mississippi, is a river that's been so heavily engineered and so subject to the needs of commerce that it becomes, from one viewpoint, a highway. So all across the world, large rivers are turned into highways. There's swift, deep channel to bring commodities to the sea.
It's amazing how connected it is up here in northern Minnesota. You can't see it out here right now, but all of these places where we have dams, the water is as high as I've ever seen it, because they can't let the water out because it'll flood the people down in St. Louis with the Arkansas River and everything else.
I co-direct an organization called Water Bar and Public Studio. We serve water. We do that literally. We have a tap water bar. And all of that is about creating a space where people can tell stories and understand the ways that water travels through our culture, our communities, our bodies, all of those really difficult to define things.
Für uns war die Chance, in den USA ein großes Projekt zu machen, die Chance zu zeigen, wie sich das Anthropozän für einer der wichtigsten Großmächte unserer Zeit artikuliert. Gleichzeitig stellten wir fest, dass wir mit einer ganzen Reihe von Wissenschaftlern von Chicago bis nach New Orleans schon zusammengearbeitet haben, sodass wir vor Ort ein Netzwerk hatten an interessanten Künstlern, Wissenschaftlern, auch sozialen Akteuren, die sich mit diesem Thema des Anthropozäns auseinandersetzten.
One way to think about the origin of the Anthropocene is precisely the colonization of the New World. How that led to an intensification of the productive forces in the extraction of resources that led to the conditions that have created climate change and, by extension, what we refer to as the Anthropocene.
Even the power of the river signifies what particular groups of humans have done in order to bring both people and the water and the land into a kind of standing reserve for their own use.
Our tree of life starts from the headwaters and goes down to the Gulf of Mexico. Our tree of life's branches branch off of Wakba, the Mississippi. Our tree of life is our rivers.
So I've been working on rivers for 20 years, and so thinking about how human agency and geological agency might come together, the Anthropocene opens up a new window of storytelling. We're in a de-industrializing moment. There's an opportunity to reimagine all of this infrastructure. It no longer meets the purposes that it was intended for.
Wir haben ein Projekt entwickelt, das aus mehreren Formaten besteht. Ein Format ist die Reise auf dem Fluss, die wir gerade beginnen hier am Lake Itasca, die uns dann bis nach New Orleans führen wird. Daneben gibt es unterschiedliche Field Stations, die mit den verschiedenen Themen des Anthropozäns entlang des Flusses sich auseinandersetzen.
Part of the project is to think about the ways in which data creates the parameters by which we know the Mississippi River. A lot of researchers are asking questions about the Mississippi in ways that haven't yet been opened or asked at a level of critical inquiry and research that it demands.
It's a chance to get a lot closer to this thing, the Mississippi River, this tangle of relationships that has got to include getting your feet wet at some point.